How do you ensure the health of your bee colony?
We ensure the health of our bee colony, one, planting for them enough bee forage, which I should call plants. Plants from which they'll source the flowers or the pollen they'll need to make their food for them to live on. And two, like I said, regular colony inspection. Through inspection, that's when you know I need to slash to keep my apiary clean. Why? This bush is really bad for the bees because it attracts the bee predators. You know bees are predators. So if you don't slash around, you end up having rats or rodents. You end up eventually getting snakes within your what? Within your hives, which is not safe for the bees or for the beekeeper. And also you need to know through inspection what is happening inside. Are they being attacked inside? Because we have inside predators like spiders. We have others like the hive beetles. All those you need to get to know, to observe clearly what's going on inside through colony inspection. So that's how you let's say you see that, or you control, you keep your hives or colonies healthy.
Okay. What steps do you take to prevent or manage pests like vario mites in beehive?
Leaf flushing and cleanliness in our apiary is essential. Two, make sure your colonies are strong. When you have a strong colony, that means a large population of bees. Mostly they fight off most of their attackers. But when you are keeping weak colonies around, they will be prey to whichever bee pests attack them.
How do you handle seasonal changes, like preparing hives for sunny or for rain season?
Let's say if you are going for a dry spell, which usually we call drought. Here in Uganda, what we do, we make sure we have enough water to sustain them through, because they'll need it. And also we introduce what we call supplementary feeding. We provide bananas, some fruits for the bees, and also flour. So that's how we usually prepare for those changes. And also the heat, we can provide, we improve on the shade for the bees. Our bees, we provide enough shade. And if it's lacking, that's when we take a step to improve it. By putting more, let's say, more shade providing materials.
What is your approach to natural or chemical treatment in bees hives? Do they also fall sick?
Actually fall sick, but not here in Uganda.
But not here in Uganda.
In different continents, they have such cases. They have such challenges. Not only in different continents, even here in Africa. Take for example, South Africa, they have such a challenge. In Europe, in America, they also have such a challenge of bee diseases. As for us here, we are so much inconvenienced or troubled by the bee predators. So the chemical treatment here, it is not really practically practically applying to us, because for us we have a different case of challenges compared to other places.
Okay. What determines the flavor or the color of the honey?
That's the forage you plant. This forage we plant, the plants you have, for example, banana honey. Honey we get from banana plantation. It's usually darker in color compared to honey we get from coffee and citrus. And also that's one. That's the what? The forage. And then the age of the honey. The honey you've just harvested usually is lighter in color compared to the honey which has stayed longer. The longer it stays, the darker it gets. So those two factors really
Okay.
directly affect the color of honey.
So what roles do bees play in the local ecosystems where they are kept?
Well, they play, I should say, balance first of all, because I must say that they are the center.
Mm.
Take an example. Uh, if a tree is cut and you plant a new one, well, it will need bees for it to be pollinated, then it will bear the seeds for it to multiply. Eventually, when those seeds multiply, they will create a forest. Of course, it's through the what? The bees. And that forest will again start, providing shelter and homes for different species. Another thing besides the the housing itself, the food. Yeah. Because the wild animals will depend on the results of the pollination which the bees carried out. And also even us, the humans, we live by the food, the fruits, the mangoes, the coffee even we take, the potatoes, the maize. All that is because they result from the pollination which the bees provided. And then the medicine. We humans, we are really depending on bee products so much. For example, the bee glue, or what they call the bee gum, here during the COVID-19 season, it was one of the drugs we depended on here to treat the what? The COVID-19. And look at honey. It is helping in different medicinal conditions or healthy conditions. And then we have pollen, which directly helps the fertility issues in both men and women, even prostate issues. So the honey products, as fixed as they are playing different roles in the health sector. And then in the food sector, for it is self-explanatory. As for the different species, the wild organisms and all that, they also play a role by creating living spaces for them.
What challenges do bees face today due to climate change or pesticides?
Well, they are getting extinct. They are being harassed through, like you said, pests. Of course, they do what? They reduce in number. That's one too. The climate change, like you said, when the drought hits, many people through hunting or just wildfires, they'll just start, and the bees will be one of the first targeted organisms. The wildfires, they kill those wild swamps, hiding in tree trunks, hiding in ant hills, hiding in swamps. They will be destroyed through the wildfire. And then talk about bush burning, the charcoal burning and all that. Whatever is affecting the climate, it affects the bees directly.
What do you think individuals or communities can do to help pollination?
To help what?
Pollination.
Individuals to help
or communities can do to help pollination?
First and foremost, the attitude towards bees. The more people feel like bees are bad, they don't need to live within us, the more they'll keep on spraying them and spraying around, not considering their well-being. And also the other socio-economic activities, like I said, bush burning, even bricklaying to some extent, it also affects them. So that will be the attitude change towards the bees, see that they are part of us. We need them more than they need us. And two, let's consider it as a business venture and see how we integrate the bush burning, the trees which are not for bees. Maybe they can be considered for the bush burning, the charcoal burning. And those on which the bees are depending, let them be conserved. Also the swamps, the encroaching of the swamps, it can also be reduced or lessened in favor of the swamps, these swamps which are staying there.
What is that something that people don't know about the bees?
People really don't know that there are about two things. One, the extent to which bees help humanity. They don't know. Because when they see food, here us in Uganda in particular, we are lucky. Well, not everywhere, but because there are some districts where deforestation has shot so high. And even when you put there a hive, it can stay for up to 6 months without seeing a colony. Those are the results. And also, there are some places where pollination has started to be done manually. The bees are nowhere. And when it's needed urgently, they'll have to employ people to do it manually. I've seen it. So here we still take it for granted because we still see our coffee bearing what? Coffee beans. Our maize bearing what? Maize cobs without you putting a hive there. But if you are to consider carefully, the bees are playing a greater role than some other organs. So we need to look at them more. Secondly, in the medicine, like I've said, we are depending so much on what? On bee products. The propolis, the pollen, even in the cosmetic industry. We are having honey masks, we are having honey lotions, we are having honey shower gels, wax soaps, and all those. So even in the cosmetic industry, the bees are there. So the extent of their importance is really under, how should I say, today is underestimated. Yeah. And then the attitude towards bees, people don't know that bees are defensive. Most 8 out of 10 people you ask, they know that bees are offensive, which is not the case. They only attack when they are provoked.
What has been the most rewarding part of your beekeeping journey?
Well, my most rewarding part is being part of doing something for the community. For example, through my craft initiative, I help girls. They're in school, but what they do, it helps them to have some, let's say, upkeep when they go back to school because I reward them as they do what they craft products. Secondly, doing the value addition I'm doing, extending market to the what? To the beekeepers, especially the small scale beekeepers. That